Hi guys, Will here. Great to see all you maniacs back on the channel. Before I start, I just wanted to make mention that this video was previously uploaded on my second channel, Audits Exposed. Please take the opportunity to go and subscribe, have a look at some of the videos I have over there, because I'm spending a lot of time on that channel, and pretty soon we're going to have our first live stream. With that out of the way, enjoy the video. Alright, so today we're going to have a look at a very strange frauditor, and I will warn you all, his editing skills are atrocious. There's a lot of cuts. His character is ridiculous, but a very interesting audit where he goes into a motor vehicle office and he attempts to handle business. Let's see what happens.
Pig audits. Pig. How we doing today, officer?
Good, how are you?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
The name's Miss Piglet. I'm a transgender pig, and I have official business here. I'm gonna mosey on in here and get some footage of things that are on the walls, as well as a FOIA request. How's that sound?
You can do that today.
Yes.
Just,
Are you with Allied, sir?
Yes, just hang
Very well. Oh,
Just
you've been
hang right
trained
here.
properly, sir. Very nice.
I just have to get these two in next,
Yes.
and then I'll get you in next.
Mind-boggling little piglets. Yeah, I don't see any authorities roaming around. What was your name again, sir?
Izzy.
Izzy?
Yeah.
Izzy, that's very gracious of you.
No problem.
How we doing today, officer?
Good, how you doing?
How's it going?
Not bad.
The name's Miss Piglet.
Okay,
I'm a
Miss Piglet.
transgender pig.
Absolutely.
And
My
I
name-
have official business here. And your name, sir?
My name's David.
How you doing, Dave?
Good. I'm going to respect your First Amendment right to do all the filming you want inside.
Oh my
I
gosh!
would ask
Oh,
you.
oh my hoofs are shaking. Are you serious?
Respect
Oh
mine and
my,
let me read this
jeez.
statement for-
Yes.
Now, maybe there are some of you here that actually enjoy this type of humorous satire, but quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of seeing these new channels go above and beyond to put on this nonsensical clown show and claim that it's fighting for rights under the Constitution. I mean, sure, it's original, but we're getting sick and tired of it. I mean, someone even under his own channel, under this video, said that these satire prank stars are getting out of control on YouTube. So I don't know. That's just me.
Yes, your name tag says Braga.
That's correct.
All right, Braga. You're always on the phone, Braga. I noticed.
I'm a busy person.
You're always on the
I'm
phone.
going to respect your right to film based on time, place, and manner.
If the door's open, my camera will face that direction.
Let me finish, okay?
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes, Braga.
Employees must be able to perform their duties without any interruption from you. At some
Yes.
point you'll be coming in. I ask you to adhere to that.
Officer Braga, this little piglet's gonna adhere to every policy that you've bragged about. Thank you, Officer Braga. This fine gentleman here is in a scurry to head on back in there and possibly try to catch me breaking those policies. Miss Piglet, the transgender pig, will adhere to all the policies that, Officer Braga has came out here and, bragged about. Yeah. Perhaps Braga's on the phone with the authorities, though. He could be two-faced. You never know with Allied Security.
Now, I feel as though that statement takes a lot of the objectivity out of this audit so far, because he is saying that even though the security officer has given him permission to film, if done in a certain way, he's accusing this officer of potentially concocting trumped-up charges and trying to set him up, so to speak. Now, it's interesting. If you go on RMV's website and look at the overview of the services provided, you will see what services are provided. One could say, well, wait a minute. Filming isn't mentioned here. Filming isn't permitted. However, when you look at the security notice, it lists what is prohibited when entering the establishment. And interesting enough, filming is not listed as prohibited. So even though it might be a strange request or an abnormal request, the officer was correct for allowing him to film. And if he follows the rules that was read to him, I don't see anything wrong with this.
He's on the phone constantly. Who you calling? Who you call? Little piglets, remind me to purchase a new pair of nylons. I've got a few runs in mind and didn't have a chance to stop by the department store and pick up another pair. How are we doing today, sir?
We're doing fine, thank you.
Thought you had a camera stick too, but you don't. Got a skateboarder over here skating about. He's just skating about. Yes, he is, little piggies. Yes, he is. All right, Officer Izzy over here. Sounds like a dog's name. Come on, Izzy. They're gonna try to, stump this little piglet. They're gonna try to stump this little piglet. Try to get me to, break one of their, policies. It's not even that packed. I see room on all kinds of benches. That's where Liz is, little piglets. Braga just came up from... Oh, it's my turn, little piglets. It's my turn. How we doing? Let's mosey on in and see what we can see. Thank you very much, Izzy. After you, I don't trust authorities. Very gracious of you. Very gracious. They didn't create any privacy there. They didn't create any privacy here. Braga, Officer Braga. One other question. Is Liz here?
Liz is available right
You
now.
can go see if Liz is here. See that camera there, little piglets? And you see that AC there, little piglet? My little hoofs have ghost. That AC's blowing on out. Kind of like Jessup's exhaust fumes. Officer Jessup, that little tyrant, he assaulted me. Just like Liz. We're gonna see if Liz is here. Pretty cluttered over here. I'd say if I was working for hoarders. Pretty cluttered space.
Good afternoon.
How we doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. The name's Miss Piglet. I'm a transgender pig, and I have official business here. I didn't ask for you. Can I help you with something?
I just wanted to make sure you were taken care of. If there's anything that you needed.
I'd like to speak with Liz. Is she here?
No, she is not. I apologize.
Okay, because I filed a FOIA request about 4 months ago and I haven't received it. Right over there, I was assaulted by Liz. She swatted my left hoof, and then she scurried onto the back like a groundhog. Would you say Izzy? Officer Izzy's been very polite today. He's a gentleman. Got Braga, Officer Braga. He's moseying about. Surprised his phone's not in his hand, but anyhow.
Filed a FOIA request?
Yes, I filed. Melissa, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Filed a FOIA request for an assault that occurred probably about 3 to 4 months ago. I was swatted in my left hoof. Very gracious.
I do want to remind you, though, to please make sure that you're not interacting with any of the customers.
This piglet would never cause a disturbance. We all know that leads to the authorities. Have you called the authorities yet?
Absolutely not.
I don't see them coming.
We would not.
All
There's no
right.
reason to.
Sometimes they show up unannounced. Oh, what? We've got the authorities.
Where?
We've got the authorities, little piglets. These backstabbing security guards here. Allies called the authorities on a little piglet.
Please forgive me as I am beginning to get annoyed at his crap editing and this crap persona that he's putting on. But the agent said it correctly. He hasn't engaged in any conduct that was disorderly yet. He was allowed to film. He wasn't interfering with the officials in the course of their duty or getting in a confrontation with the patrons of the establishment. So there's no reason for the authorities to have been called. So far this is okay. But again, it's this paranoia that he has that the authorities are there for him. Let's see what happens next.
This is inconceivable. I knew what would happen, little piglets. I knew what would happen. This is inconceivable. I knew it. Melissa, I was pretty sure that I could trust you guys this time. Was it you, Braga? Officer Braga, did you call the authorities? Officer Braga, did you call the authorities, sir?
There's policies we have to follow.
We do have to follow policy.
How we doing today, sir? Excuse me.
Yep.
The name's Miss Piglet. I'm a transgender pig. And by you calling me a man's name, you're calling me a man's name, sir. You're calling me a man's name. I have a right to be a transgender.
Yes, you do.
And I have a right to identify as what I want. And I want to be called Miss Piglet.
That's correct.
What was your name and badge number?
Sergeant Sheehan, 157.
Sheehan, 157. Are we directing traffic in here? Or, name and badge number, please.
Kramer, 4568.
Officer Kramer, and your name and badge number, please. We've got we got a slew of officers. What was your name and badge number? I couldn't hear you with
Officer
that.
Gibney, badge number 141.
Okay, but I can identify as whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm in the country of America. And when you guys come in here and disrespect me like that, that's I haven't broken any laws. I haven't committed any crimes. I haven't committed any crimes, ma'am. And that's quite astonishing that you would do that. I identify as a pig. I identify as a female too. Miss Piglet, the transgender pig. No, my name is Miss Piglet. The name is Miss Piglet. I'm a transgender pig. I came to file a FOIA request. That's what I came to do, to file a FOIA request. And she was going to allow me to do so until a bunch of officers came in here and they told me they didn't call the authorities. And now they're all here. Ma'am, I'd like to speak with you for a second. Can we have a word, please? Because you've been very disrespectful against my rights today, and I don't want to talk to you around others. What you've done here today is very, very, very bad. It's against all policy. Very good here, officer.
And we can go.
But hold on, I want to speak to this officer here, Officer Izzy. Is that correct? Can I come back in when I'm done? I haven't finished my FOIA. And I'll record things on the walls, and I won't make a sound. Speak to you outside, please. Let's mosey on out, please, Officer Hare. Name and badge number. I don't think I got yours. Officer Hare, is it?
There, HAIRE 527.
527. I don't see any stripes on shirts here. Just flags. Hold on. Don't tell me you're a sergeant. Oh, geez, Louise. I'd like to speak to you outside, Sergeant. We've got an issue here.
Sure, let's go outside.
All right.
I'd love to speak to
After you guys, I don't trust you.
You go first.
All right, camera's going to face this way. I don't want to be
Cover your leg.
assaulted or shot in the process. Maybe you've ran out of bacon and you need a little bacon to go with your eggs and you want to hurt a little pig.
No, I would never
This is
do
Again, this takes the objectivity out of this entire audit by that statement indicating that he doesn't want an officer to walk behind him because he's afraid of being assaulted when these officers have done nothing but been courteous with him and allowed him to engage in his conduct. Yeah, that tells me someone's a tad bit biased.
conceivable. So we're going to come on over here. Dad. I'd like to follow you to your vehicle. Where's the farthest vehicle?
Actually, I don't know.
All right, can we go around the corner here and talk?
No, we can stand right here.
I'd like to go when there's no people,
No,
please. My name is Miss Piglet. I'm a female. All right. Excuse me, you called me a man's name. The name's Miss Piglet.
Okay, Miss Piglet, do me a favor. Can you talk with her? This is an official from the registry that'd just like to speak to you, okay?
How we doing?
You're trespassing.
You can't be trespassed from a public building during normal business hours. You cannot be trespassed from a public building during... Melissa, come over here, please. Melissa, you can't be trespassed during normal business hours. I haven't broken any laws. You just opened yourself up to a federal lawsuit. It's $350 in Superior Court, and I'm going to file it against you, Melissa. I'm going to file a federal lawsuit against you. Yeah, create privacy, bitch.
So as we see, the true colors now come out that he can't have his way. I'm sorry, that she can't have her way. I don't know. For the people that watch all of my content and try and nitpick at every little thing that I say, let me make it clear. I don't know whether this gender identification skit that he has is real or not. I don't know. But I will say this. This person is indicating that they want to file a federal lawsuit because they were trespassed from this establishment. Now, here's why there's not much merit to that. Legally, there are 3 types of forms that typically are addressed in these audits. This is a form that's considered a limited public form. It's been discussed on this channel and many others, but this is a form that has special and specific activities that are assigned to this type of property, meaning that it's not a traditional public forum where a person's First Amendment rights are unfettered. Rather, there is a specific purpose of the building, and the agent or whoever is taking the lead of ownership or management or whatever term you want to use for the establishment, they can regulate whether or else someone's conduct is complying with the rules and policies of the establishment. Now, a case I like to quote when discussing the forum doctrine is the United States versus Coquina from 1990. I've quoted it before, but it does a really nice job at explaining that the concept that all because the word public is in front of any form of entity does not mean that a person's rights are absolute. Let's read just a little bit of the case. It goes on to say that the government's ownership of property does not automatically open that property to the public. Although solicitation is a recognized form of speech protected by the First Amendment, the government may regulate such activity on its property to an extent determined by the nature of the relevant forum. Speech activity on government property that has been traditionally open to the public for expressive activity or has been expressively dedicated by the government to speech activity is subject to strict scrutiny. However, where the property is not a traditional public forum and the government has not dedicated its property to First Amendment activity, such regulation is examined only for reasonableness. So what have we established so far? Well, for one, a government's ownership of a property doesn't automatically mean that a person can claim that it's a traditional public establishment where their rights are completely protected by the Constitution. Now, also, being that limited public forums gives those in charge or have some sort of authority the right to dictate the conduct of the property, therefore, a person cannot say that I have a free and clear path with my First Amendment rights. So therefore, saying that he cannot be kicked out of a public property, it's false. It's nonsense. So this litigation threat that he's spewing as we speak, he will be unsuccessful, no doubt.
Yeah, that's my freedom of speech. What are you looking at, Braga, you fucking bitch? Welcome to a fresh episode.
Now, this auditor ends his video there, and it says to be continued, but to date, I haven't seen him post a follow-up to this. This video is 6 weeks old, and nothing's taken place so far. I guess we'll keep our eye open and see what part 2 entails. But anyway, let's evaluate this audit. Now, the question is, was this a successful audit, or was this another audit fail? And the answer is, it's hard for me to tell, to be completely honest. Now, here are some factors to consider when evaluating these audits. And for one, he was given specific rules to follow, and to the looks of it, he followed those rules that were given to him by those in authority. So it does make me wonder why the police were called, especially after the agent he was speaking to says that he did nothing wrong. My biggest cause of concern is why were there so many edits and cuts to the video itself? Did something happen that we didn't see? Why was there no follow-up to this video? He claimed that he had a slam dunk lawsuit, but there's no follow-up. So did he do something off camera that we didn't see? When analyzing the standard of a limited public forum's restrictions, the key word is the restrictions have to be reasonable. Specifically, the restriction should be reasonable in light of the purpose of the forum. So the question is, in this case, was it reasonable to trespass this individual from this property, from this RMV, based on his conduct? And I'm going to say yes. Not because by what we could see he was engaging disorderly, simply because the nature of his business was not in accordance with the purpose of the forum. He wasn't there for a business, even though he kept repeating that. He was there filming nothing, putting on a spectacle, so to speak. Now, in a case like that, while the auditor isn't being vile or disruptive, it's up to the discretion of those taking the lead in said limited public forum to dictate whether or not a person's conduct is permitted. So yes, they technically can trespass an individual and absolutely have the right and be free from any type of repercussions or prosecution. Now, this one isn't as open and shut as some of the other videos that we've covered on this channel, but I think it's an interesting conversation and an interesting argument to make whether or not a person has to actually be disorderly to be trespassed. If they're just acting strange or if they're just not there for legitimate business. I don't know. And I'm interested to see the follow-up to this video if there ever is one. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hey, see you guys next time.